Hello, I'm Jonathan. I'm the Little Things Junkie. Do you want to easily and effectively be able to cut small delicate parts from sprues, cut transparent parts without fear that the brittle plastic will fracture, and make superfine cuts in all kinds of other tough materials? You're not buying photo etch razor saws, are you? Okay, that was slightly facetious. There's room for all tools in all toolboxes, I know, but I want to show you how to make an ultra-effective, ultra-inexpensive, ultra-fine cutting, ultra-long-lasting cutting tool for your toolbox. Oh, and stay till the end, because I want to tell you how I came about this tool. I want to give full credit to the person who told me about it, and it's a pretty cool story, I think. All you need to make this is a razor blade, either the single-edged version here, or the traditional double-edged version. If you use a double-edged version, you'll need some tape. This is just electrical insulation tape. And you'll need a hobby knife. Doesn't need to be a new knife blade. Any old one will do. Now, to get going, what you need to do is cover one side of the blade with the tape. I'll just pop that over there, and I'll put a couple of thicknesses on. Now, this is just so that you protect your fingers while you're using the blade. It gives you something to grip it by. Then once that's on there, I'll just trim it to the convenient size. And that's it, nearly made. Now all you do is stand it vertically, take your knife blade, and then just bounce it up and down. A few times, several times. Go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that is probably good enough. Now you have a blade that will cut the finest of pieces without any fear of damage. Straight through. Fine pieces like this no longer need to be bent as you take them off. Or you could use it just to remove ordinary size pieces from sprues and leave minimal cleanup. If you look there, barely any cleanup needed at all. And if you want to know what it can really do, watch how with just a wee bit of perseverance it cuts through this steel paper clip. And if it cuts through steel, you can imagine how easily it cuts through brass for all you scratch builders. Inevitably the saw will dull after some use, but you can resharpen it by bouncing your knife up and down the blade a few times. And when you've finally got to the end of this side of the blade, just take the tape off, put the tape on this side and start all over again on this side. One more great thing about this little tool is that should you ever need to, you can even make slightly rounded cuts. And now you have a blade that will cut through the finest, most delicate parts easily and without fear of damage. So what an amazing tool. Let me tell you how it came to be part of my arsenal. Many years ago, this would be back in the early 1990s, I guess, I was a member of a model club in the south of England called Gravesham Military Modelling Society. And one of the members of that society was an old chap by the name of Jack Haylock, who was a retired printer at the time, and he's only just passed away. He must have been very, very old. But anyway, Jack told me about the days when he was in the printing trade, long before I knew him. And this is in a time when printing was done with traditional sort of steel printing blocks rather than anything digital that we have today. And he was working on a job which required the printing of a Scandinavian O, the one sort of the O with the slash through it. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it. And they didn't have any of those blocks available. And him and his colleagues sort of came upon a way of making a correct character. So they took an existing O that they did have, and they figured they needed to cut through the O to let a piece of steel in. But they didn't have any saws fine enough to make the cut. And after a little bit of experimentation, they chanced upon using a razor blade. So they made a razor blade just like I've shown you today, and they cut through this O, this steel block with this razor blade, and let a piece of steel in. Put the little slash in, and there they were able to print the O, the Scandinavian O. And I just think that's an amazing story, how necessity is the mother of invention. And he told me this back in the early 1990s, I'm guessing. And one of these razor blades has been with me on my bench ever since. I use it frequently. I mean, it is in constant use for removing parts from sprues, these small, delicate parts, the ones that might flex and snap as you use snippers on them. And I thought, well, why buy photo etched ones when you can just make your own? They last forever. The box of 10 that I have here has maybe 3 or 4 left, and it's the same box I bought back in about 1990. And being a cheapskate, I love the cost effectiveness of this tool. I hope you got something from that. Grab yourself a razor blade and an old X-Acto blade. Make yourself one of the coolest tools you'll ever own. And hopefully I'll be back with more modelly content for you soon.